Why do some outfits just look modern and chic, but when you try to recreate them with what you already have, it just doesn't hit the same? Today, I'll show you a simple formula behind all those chic looks you see on fashion girls. Because it's not about the clothes, it's about how you balance three things, and it's much easier than you think. Once you see it, everything clicks. Hello beautiful people, my name is Elena and I'm a professional stylist, and recently I've been looking at my outfits and also the most saved looks on Pinterest and Instagram, and I realized they're not as random as they seem. There's actually a pattern behind why they work, so let me show you what I mean using some of my recent outfits. Let's start with this one. It might look like I just mixed a few things together, but it's actually not that random if you break it down. There are always three things working here. First, shape. The pants are not basic, they're slightly curved, almost barrel legs, so it's already not your typical tailored silhouette, and yes, these little details matter. Second, visual interest. So here it's the stripes and also the printed shoes. Mixing these two in one look already creates a strong visual component, all on top of a clean, neutral, all-white base. And don't worry, this is not a video about how to mix prints. I'll explain later how the same idea works even if your style is much more minimal, and how you can use this approach no matter your personal style. And the third one is effortlessness, and this is the part people usually miss, chasing the perfectly coordinated matchy-matchy tailored looks. I didn't wear the long sleeve in a proper way, I wrapped it around my hips. That's what creates that effortless feeling. Same with the hem, it's not perfectly tailored, it's just casually rolled up, again, a bit undone. If everything here was perfectly styled, tucked in, tailored, polished, it would actually look too perfect, like too done. But because it feels a little undone, like I didn't overthink it, that's what keeps the outfit modern, and this is the pattern. It's always these three things working together: silhouette, visual interest, and a bit of effortlessness. Now this one is a bit more styled, a bit more fashion, you can see it right away, but if you break it down, it's still the same three forces, just balanced in a different way. First, shape. The top is doing a lot here. It's not just a basic white tee or a long sleeve, it's an off-the-shoulder top, and that gives the whole look a slightly unexpected feel. And the belt is not just a basic one, right? The design adds another layer to the shape element of these three forces and defines the waist at the same time. Second, visual. The print of the pants is quite bold, so it naturally becomes the main focus of the look, and that's enough here. This print is not delicate, not subtle, not basic, so it's not your typical stripe. One strong print is more than enough for this look. And this is where the third force comes in, effortlessness. Here it comes from the shoes, those chunky Birkenstock style slip-ons. They're simple, a bit heavy, not overly polished, and they bring the whole outfit back down. If I wore something more delicate here, like kitten heels or sling bags, the whole look would start feeling try hard. But because the shoes keep it grounded, it balances everything out. And don't worry, effortlessness, it is not about chunky shoes or sneakers. I'll give you some interesting examples how you can add effortlessness in many other ways. So yeah, coming back again to the same idea: shape, visual interest, and something that makes it feel effortless. Now this one, and again, same idea but expressed a bit differently. So here the shape is doing something different. It's the contrast. I mean, the jacket has that bomber shape, slightly bulky, a bit structured, and the skirt is flared. So we have an O shape at the top and an A shape at the bottom, and that already creates interesting interest in the silhouette, and the visual part, same idea as in the previous look, the printed bottom becomes the focus. The skirt already has a strong presence, right? So it carries the whole look visually on its own. And the third one, effortlessness. And here it comes from the shoes, again, because I love comfy shoes. These canvas sneakers, they're simple, casual, slightly understated, and they balance out the whole outfit. If I went for something more dressed up, it would start feeling too styled. But because the sneakers keep it relaxed, it all feels easy again. And actually, now that I look at it, the jacket has a slightly sporty feel as well, so it slightly connects with the shoes. So anyway, same idea, shape, visual interest, and something that makes it feel effortless. And as always, all the links are waiting for you down below in the description box. If you are feeling like recreating my outfits, all the links are waiting for you down below, along with all the needed information for you to recreate my outfits. Now, this one feels a bit more put together, a bit more controlled, but again, same three forces. And starting with the shape, here it's all about the contrast. The top is much more fitted, right? And the pants are very loose, oversized. So you get that strong difference between the upper and the lower part, and that already creates a clear silhouette. Second, visual, and this one is much quieter here. The color combination is quite clean, quite subtle, but it's supported by texture. The cardigan adds that depth, so even without bold colors or print, the look doesn't feel flat. And the third one, effortlessness. Here it's much more minimal. It comes from small things like the layer underneath, the long sleeve, slightly scrunched up, not perfectly styled, and also from the pants. That loose, relaxed fit automatically brings a bit of ease into the look. But overall, this outfit is definitely more on the put together side, and at this point, you might already feel it. Okay, let me show you exactly what's happening. So every outfit is balancing three things, three forces: shape, visual, and effortlessness. Instead of thinking about them as fixed rules, think of them more like sliders. Each one can go up or down. You can push shape higher. This means stronger silhouette, more volume, unexpected shape. Then keep visuals at the medium level, only one printed element here, snake print clutch, and effortlessness at the minimum level as well. Or you can push visual part, more color or bold prints like here. The shape and effortlessness are still there, just on a lower level. And effortlessness here, by the way, comes from how she wears the coat, very relaxed, a bit casual, and the top is left untucked, and her beautiful natural silver wavy hair. Or you can lean into effortlessness, things being a bit undone, relaxed, lots of sporty elements, and your personal style is basically how you set these three. This is important, so I'll say it one more time. Your personal style lives in the way you balance these three forces. For example, in my case, I tended to push visual quite high. I mean, my typical signature look is all about color or prints. Shape is usually somewhere in the middle, and effortlessness is there, but more subtle. But your balance can be completely different. So let's take one of the most popular fashion influencers in our age group, and many of my clients refer to her as a style icon, Anouk Eve. I hope I'm not mispronouncing her name. So she keeps visual very minimal, almost no print, neutral colors, but pushes shape much more. Strong silhouettes, power shoulders, sometimes keeps effortlessness somewhere in the middle, somewhere in between. And this is a nice example of how effortlessness might not be in the clothes area per se. So her hair has that slightly messy surfer girl vibe almost all the time, even when she's wearing something more classic, and that's what adds to that effortless feel. And the key thing is all three forces are still there. They're just working in different proportions, and once you start seeing a style in this way, it becomes much easier to understand why something works or why it feels a bit off. But here's the tricky part. Even when you understand this, it's still very easy to get it wrong, because if one of these goes too far or disappears completely, the whole outfit collapses. And this is where most outfits actually fail. Let me show you what I mean. At first glance, this could work. It's clean, minimal, quite put together, but something feels a bit flat. And the reason is we're missing balance between three forces. So the shape is quite basic, nothing really stands out. The visual is very boring, almost nothing is happening. And everything is a bit too neat, too controlled, too predictable. So the outfit feels correct, but not interesting. Now let's elevate this look. I'm sort of using similar outfit formula, I mean black pants, white tee, but the shape becomes more interesting because of that layered skirt over pants. That sheer element adds depth. The visual gets one clear accent, the red bag. So now there's a focal point and a more interesting color combination. And the same Birkenstock style slides keep it relaxed so it doesn't feel too polished. So now all three are there. Shape has more presence, visual has a clear focus, and effortlessness keeps it easy. Here's another example, and this is where things go wrong in a different way. At first glance, this looks styled. We have polka dots, bold color, interesting pieces, but something feels off as well. And the reason is everything is competing at the same high level. The visual is very loud, saturated, loud color paired with a large and bold print, and it feels like everything is too loud, right? The shape is there, but it's not doing enough to balance it, and there's almost no effortlessness. Everything feels quite placed. They're heels, if you can see that. So instead of looking modern, it starts feeling a bit chaotic. Now compare it to this. Same idea, we're still working with polka dots blouse, but here the balance is different. The visual is softer, more controlled. The print is still there, but it's not overwhelming, even though I'm mixing prints. I mean, they're both quite delicate and soft, so the combination doesn't feel loud. And I went with the softer, more quiet color bag because the visual element is already at its highest level, so no loud colors here in my look. The shape has more clarity, it's easier to read, more fluid, and effortlessness comes in through the styling. The soft leather lace-up shoes, no heels, the rolled-up sleeves add that ease, and the scarf just softly hangs there. So it's sort of similar polka dot print top, just styled with a better balance of the three forces. And to finish, let me show you this on two looks that feel the most me. So here I'm clearly pushing visual to the highest level. Color, contrast, print, this is where I naturally go. But the shape is still there, it's not too obvious, but barrel leg pants and slightly oversized coat do the work, and effortlessness is still present, just more subtle, more in the background. This is my signature look formula. Strong visual, that's the first thing you notice, but it's supported by shape and balanced with a bit of ease in how everything is worn. And the last one following the same idea. Lots of visual here. Strong color combination, bold elements, and a slightly unexpected choice of footwear, but it's balanced out by more subtle shape, like the slightly oversized pants and the shape of the bag, and a bit of effortlessness in how the sweater is just casually draped over the shoulders. So even though this look feels quite expressive, it still follows the same logic. And I've noticed this pattern. The more I push visual, the less I push shape and effortlessness. They kind of balance each other. When one goes up, the other usually comes down a bit, but they're still there. So if you want to try this, keep it simple. Shape. Don't go for the most basic cut. Add just one piece in a bit more interesting design to the silhouette. Visual. Give the outfit something to hold on to. Color, print, texture, and effortlessness. effortlessness. Don't make it too perfect, let something feel a bit undone. Try this with your own style and let me know how it goes, where does it feel easy and where do you get stuck. I'd love to hear feedback from you. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. You know the drill, follow me here on YouTube, don't forget to follow me on Instagram, check out my description box, and I'll see you in the next one. And you're still there sitting in front of your screen, and it means you want to watch another video. My recommendation would be how to wear blue. Actually, this was like a very successful and viral video on my channel, so it means you guys loved it. Click, see you there.